and welcome to your TheraTrain Park Workout, the workout intended for the busy parent, the multitasker, or the outdoorsy person who likes to work out in the fresh air instead of cooped up in their house or in the gym. This is a 20-minute HIIT circuit working all parts of the body, starting with a warm-up. So right here with the warm-up, you're starting with your feet a little bit wider than your hips, doing hip circles. We're doing 10 clockwise and then 10 counterclockwise circles. Nice gentle movements just to get the hips and low back nice and loosened up before we start our strengthening routine. Go ahead and switch directions if you haven't already. Nice, slow, gentle movements, no need to force it right now. The next move in our warm-up is going to be a deep squat stretch. So you're going to widen your feet a little bit more than you were doing with the hip circles. Drop your bottom back behind you as low as you can go comfortably without forcing it. And you can see my hands are in prayer pose, so I get a little bit of a wrist stretch here too. I'm at the dog park. I was just trying to call my dog, but she was having too much fun without me, so I get to go back to my workout. You can come out of the move for a little bit, then back down into that stretch. Just kind of shift your weight from side to side. This really helps to open up the hips and the low back. Getting ready for the workout. The next move we're going to do is for the hips more. You're going to bring it up and across your body, then up and out. Up and out, up and across the body. Nice, slow, controlled movement, keeping your stomach tight. Try to keep that gaze straight up. You can look down just to check your positioning and to get some balance. Go ahead, we're going to switch sides. Now you're bringing the other knee up and across, up and out. Again, this helps to open up the hips, not only up but at a diagonal, loosening it up in all directions before we do our strengthening moves. Up and in, up and out, nice and slow and controlled. We're going to do that one more round on each side, and then we'll do a little bit of stretching for the arms. Don't forget to keep that stomach tight, balancing on one leg, opening up the other hip. Go ahead and switch again. Up, out, up, and in. Next, we're going to work on opening up the shoulders. So go ahead, you're going to bend your elbows to 90 degrees, palms facing up, and you're rotating out as far as you can, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Smooth motion, pinching back, keep that head up tall. Now we're going to do what's called a PNF pattern, or a diagonal stretch of the arm. We're going to reach your arm down and across your body and then palm up and back behind you. So it's almost like a scooping motion, or motion like if you were drawing a sword from your opposite side and raising it up into the air. Palm down across your body, palm facing up and reaching back. Again, this just opens the shoulder in all different directions, decreases that risk for injury when we're doing our strengthening moves. Switch sides to the other arm, reaching down and across, then back and up. Nice, smooth motion. You'll get a little bit of a stretch in the mid-back or thoracic spine too as you open up and reach out. All right, real quick, go ahead and make sure your kid or your furry pet are taken care of before you get ready for our HIIT workout at the park. All right, circuit 1 is going to be legs. You're going to do a squat into heel raises, a split squat on each side, and step-ups. So when you're doing your squat, your feet are a little bit wider than your hips, even bringing your bottom back, tapping onto that bench, then going up into a heel raise, squeezing your bottom at the top of the motion. So notice with the squat, your bottom goes back behind you, knees never over your toes, stomach tight, gaze is straight ahead. From here, we're going into a split squat. So one leg is elevated on the bench, the other one out in front of you, and you're just going to be bending down like you're doing a lunge on that front leg. Stomach tight, gaze ahead, nice, slow, controlled movement. You can see here on my front leg, my knee is staying behind my toe and centered over the middle of my foot. Go ahead halfway through, we're going to switch sides. Now the other leg is in front, back knee goes straight down towards the ground, front knee is again staying behind the toes, nice controlled movement. Again, stomach always tight. Okay, third and final move in this leg circuit is step ups. So put one leg up on the bench you are using and drive the other knee up towards your chest. With all our exercises, stomach tight, try to keep that gaze straight ahead. And with that knee that you have up on the bench, make sure same thing, knee stays behind the toe and centered over the foot. Switch legs. Now the other leg is up on the step or the bench, driving that opposite knee straight up towards your shoulder. Again, nice, smooth, controlled motion. Take a 30-second rest break here, and we're going to repeat the same 3 exercises for 2 more rounds before switching to arms. And take this time, get some water, check on your kid or your dog, make sure they're doing okay while you're getting your multitasking workout in. Time to start getting ready. Open your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Bring your bottom back, tap that bench. Squeeze your bottom at the top and go up onto your toes. It shouldn't be too challenging to go up on the toes, but if it feels uncomfortable to go up, you can just do the squat without the heel raises. Otherwise, try to go up on your toes and squeeze your bottom at the top of the movement. Bottom goes back behind you, stomach tight, gaze straight ahead, driving up onto the toes, squeezing your bottom at the top. Getting ready to switch into the split squat. One leg back behind you, the other one in front. Bringing that back knee straight down towards the pavement. Other knee again behind the toe, centered over the foot, stomach tight. Time to switch sides. Other leg goes back behind you, foot in front, and nice, slow, controlled motion down. If this is too challenging, balancing with your foot behind you on the bench, you could always do just a regular lunge pulse, so that back leg would just be sturdy on the ground instead of elevated onto the bench or step. My dog finally came to say hello. This time, with the step-ups, we're going to go to the side. That way we're working the muscles on the outside of the hip a little bit more, but the concept is the same. The knee is staying behind my toes, and as I drive up, it is centered over the middle of my foot. Stomach is tight, gaze is straight ahead. Time to switch sides, other leg up on the bench, and driving up. Stomach tight, controlled motion. Great job. Time for another 30-second rest break, and then we'll run through the leg circuit one more time before switching to arms. Go ahead, in between the moves, you can kind of do gentle side-to-side movements. Again, walk around the park, check on your kid or your dog, and then get right back into it. Those feet a little bit wider than your hips. Bottom straight back behind you, up onto the toes. In this last round, I'm going to show you a progression. You can try to do a little bit of a jump squat, so you still bring your bottom back to the bench, and instead of going up onto your toes, you explode through the motion and into a jump squat. There we go, bottom back and jump straight up. So this is a progression. If maybe it's your second time running through the routine, try to add the jump squats in this round, or maybe even all 3 rounds. Otherwise, stick to that regular squat up into the heel raises. Time for the last round of the split squats. One leg right out in front of you, back knee drives straight down towards the ground, stomach tight, gaze straight ahead. Go ahead and switch legs. All right, last round of the step-ups. Get one leg up, ready position, stomach pulled in tight, and drive the opposite knee straight up. Nice sturdy frame. Go ahead and switch legs. Almost done with the leg portion of this circuit. Next will be arms. Great job. Take that well-deserved 30-second rest break and we will move on to circuit 2. It's going to be dips, push-ups on the bench, and shoulder taps in a full plank position on the bench. Same as the first circuit, we will repeat for 3 rounds. So go ahead and start getting that ready position for the dips. We will start with your knees bent instead of straight out in front of you. If it feels easy, you can go right into the legs straight version. Otherwise, start with the knees bent just to get the arms warmed up. So you can see fingers facing towards you, dipping down until your elbows are bent at a 90-degree angle. If you have any discomfort in the shoulder or it's too challenging, you don't have to go all the way through the motion, but try to go as far down as you can comfortably. You can see here I'm showing the more challenging version with your legs straight out in front of you, just balancing on your heels. Either way, stomach pulled in tight, gaze is straight ahead. Perfect. We're going to flip it over. Hands are going to be in push-up position. Bring your legs back behind you. You can see I'm almost in a full plank position with my hands on the bench, but I have a completely straight spine from my head down through my bottom and then straight legs down to my feet. Keep that stomach pulled in tight. Lower down as far as you can go, keeping that chin tucked. Try not to reach your head forward towards the bench as you're going down. You can always widen your grip a little bit if you need to make it more comfortable. The closer you bring it in, the more you'll feel it in your triceps, a little bit more challenging. Okay, for this next one, you're going to widen your feet so they're a little bit wider than your hips, but keep that strong frame, spine straight, and we're going to alternate shoulder taps. Tapping one shoulder and then the other, trying to minimize the rocking in your trunk, focus on that core stability. Again, you can notice I'm not reaching my head forward, my chin is tucked back, so I keep that totally straight spine while doing this exercise. Amazing work. 1 round of the second circuit complete, 2 more to go. Take that 30 seconds and we'll get back into ready position for the dips. Feel free to do some gentle movements, loosen the arms, the legs up in between our rounds here. Just enjoy the fresh air, being outside. All right, time to get into that dip position. You can start with your legs out straight for a little bit more of a challenge. Otherwise, stick with those knees bent if that felt challenging enough. Like I said, either way, stomach pulled in tight, gaze straight ahead. Nice controlled motion. You shouldn't be elevating or hiking at your shoulders, compensating anywhere. Okay, time to flip it over into that push-up position. Like I said, you can increase the difficulty by changing how wide your grip is. So in this one, I made my hands a little bit closer and tried to keep my elbows tucked a little bit closer to my trunk or rib cage. That way I'm working the triceps a little bit more. Either way, no matter what position your hands are in, stomach is always pulled in tight, chin stays tucked, not reaching forward towards the bench as you lower. Excellent. Give your arms a little bit of a break, back into that full plank position. Feet a little bit wider than your hips for that increased stability, and we will be doing our shoulder taps. Nice, slow, controlled movement here. Stomach pulled in tight, spine completely straight. Excellent. Time for another 30-second rest break. One more round in this circuit, and then we'll be switching to our last circuit, focusing on the core. Start to get in that ready position, either knees bent or legs out straight in front of you, and start your dips. Like I said, if there's any shoulder discomfort as you get further into the range or you feel your shoulders hiking up, just start with a limited range of motion. Or you can go back to the knees bent as I'm doing here. You might be feeling a little bit fatigued on this last round and need to make those modifications just to make sure you're doing it with proper form, not injuring your shoulders. Time to flip it back over into push-up position. Feet behind you, nice sturdy frame, and slow controlled movement down to the bench. Give those arms a little bit of a break if you need it. I did. And back into that full plank position, getting ready for shoulder taps. Stomach pulled in, feet a little wider than your hips. Nice, slow, controlled taps. We are cruising through this, just finishing up with the arms and getting into circuit 3. It is going to be knee to elbow in the full plank position. Go ahead and rest if you haven't yet. Next one will be plank jacks, then plank lateral walks on the bench, and reverse crunches. This time you do not get a rest in between. We're going to do 4 exercises back to back for 3 rounds. Get a little playtime in if you want it, and then back to work. Alright, I had to wipe my dog slobber off me to make sure I didn't slip on the bench. Full plank position, and then driving your same knee to the same elbow. Stomach pulled in tight. This is a nice move for the hips and the core. A little bit easier than a plank would be down on the ground, just modified on our picnic or park bench here. Okay, on to the next move. It is going to be plank jacks, but I'm showing you a modification here first if the plank jacks are too challenging or jarring on your body. You're going to be in full plank position, and you can walk your feet out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in. If that feels too easy, you can try the plank jack because it's going to get your heart rate up a little bit more and a little bit more challenge to the core. So here's the plank jacks. Stomach still pulled in tight. Arms completely straight, chin is tucked, gaze straight down. Just like a jumping jack, only you're in a modified plank position here on the bench. Great job. 2 down, 2 to go. The next one is going to be lateral walks in a plank position. So trying to keep that spine straight, rock steady core as you walk your body from side to side along the bench. Try to keep that chin tucked, spine as straight as you can in this position. Excellent. Okay, for the last move in the core round, we are going to be sitting on the bench doing a reverse crunch. Try to bring both knees up to the chest, nice, slow, and controlled, and straighten them out in front of you. You might be tired, I know I am, so here is a modification, just alternating tapping one foot to the ground and then the other with your upper body leaned back, but spine is still straight, stomach pulled in tight, gaze straight ahead. Perfect. Okay, like I said, no rest in this circuit. Right back into full plank, alternating knee to the same elbow. Spine is straight, stomach is tight. Take a short little rest break here, give your arms a break. Again, I know I needed it. And we're going to be getting into those plank jacks. If the plank jacks were too jarring, modify doing the stepping out, out, in. But if you can, do these plank jacks, keep that heart rate up. That way we're burning more calories while doing our core workout. Don't forget to keep your stomach pulled in tight, even though you're doing a more ballistic jumping movement. Okay, short little rest here for those arms. Roll them out if you need to. Back into full plank position for the lateral plank walks. Keep that spine as straight as you can and minimize the rocking as best you can. Flip it over, getting ready for those reverse crunches. So bottom is towards the edge of the bench, bringing your knees up the same time you bring your trunk towards the knees. Slow, controlled movement. If this is hard, as it should be at the end of our workout, go back to the alternating heel taps to the ground. If you can do this without causing any stress or pain in the back, then stick with this harder reverse crunch, legs elevated. All right, no rest. One more time through this circuit. Knee to same elbow, stomach pulled in tight, tightening your stomach as you bring that knee in like you're crunching at the abs. You can make it a little bit harder here. I'm showing another modification for an increased challenge. You're doing a mountain climber with your hands elevated on the bench. Why not, while we're tired, throw in a little bit of an extra challenge? Like I said, maybe if it's your second time running through it, you can add that challenge for all 3 rounds or just the last round. From here, we're going right into those plank jacks, stomach pulled in tight, jumping both feet out and in. If you're tired, you can go back to that modification, or if anything hurts, out, out, in, out, out, in. But if you're feeling okay, just a little bit tired, go ahead back into those plank jacks to finish this workout strong. Give your arms a break. 2 more exercises, you got this. All right, full plank, stomach tight, walking from side to side. So close. Last exercise here, reverse crunch. One more time. We'll do a few stretches and that'll be it. Again, showing the modification, alternating heel taps with your trunk leaning back to increase that core activation. Spine is straight, chin is tucked. Nice, slow, controlled movements. Amazing job. Park workout complete. Here we're just going to end with a back stretch. It is always good to be stretching your back into extension throughout the day. I do this after all of my workouts to help keep my spine balanced because we're bending forward so much throughout the day, and it's just a nice stretch for the low back, the hips. Bend back as far as you can, nice, slow and controlled, and come back up. Here, doing a nice mountain stretch, reaching up as high as you can, then pulling the arms across your body, stretch out those obliques, the shoulders, squat down, reach up as high as you can, opening up those shoulders, bending at the back, ending with a few more of those back extension stretches. Really important to keep a happy, healthy spine. Amazing job. Thank you for joining me. If you want to check out any other videos, go look at theratrain.org. I've loved working out with you and hope to see you again soon.